Thomas Frank sack sealed. Tottenham dressing room shocked by derby tactics. Thomas Frank now fighting for survival with PSG waiting. Welcome back to Tottenham News Today channel. Thomas Frank's situation at Tottenham has now reached a boiling point, and the humiliation in the North London derby has pushed the pressure to its highest level since he arrived in N17. The collapse at the Emirates was not simply a defeat, it was a public unravelling of a team that looks leaderless, toothless and tactically lost. And in the hours that followed, the criticism has poured in from every angle. The performance exposed everything supporters have feared for weeks: a lack of creativity, no attacking structure, no consistent patterns of play, and a team that looks mentally fragile every time they step onto the pitch. What was supposed to be a new era under Frank is now spiralling into a familiar nightmare. As one journalist bluntly highlighted, Tottenham appear trapped in a cycle where the worst performance of the season always seems to be the next one, and with PSG looming tomorrow in the Champions League, that warning has never sounded louder. Sky Sports reporter Jake Sanders ignited an even fiercer debate by drawing direct parallels between Frank's tenure and the disastrous spell under Nuno Espirito Santo. Nuno was dismissed after a handful of bleak matches, yet many feel Frank has already produced worse displays but has been given more time. Sanders' words hit the fan base like a hammer. Terrible football, pragmatic manager, fans losing patience. Nuno's ended quickly, Frank looks to be heading that way. Inside the fan base, the mood has shifted from frustration to outright revolt. The term "Frank out" is now everywhere, trending across social media, chanted inside pubs, whispered around the stadium. Supporters no longer believe the Dane can turn things around. They see a manager out of ideas, unable to adjust, unable to inspire, and unable to squeeze any bravery out of a squad that looks increasingly timid and short of intensity. Some Tottenham players have been criticised for a lack of fight, urgency and commitment qualities that should be non-negotiable at a club with ambitions of competing among Europe's elite. The lack of aggression and courage on the pitch has made the tactical issues even more glaring. Instead of adapting, sharpening the attack or tightening the defence, Spurs are drifting deeper into uncertainty with every passing week. And now the pressure shifts to Joe Lewis and the club's hierarchy. Tottenham must act in January. Major signings are needed, especially in forward areas. But the dilemma is brutal. Should they back Frank with new recruits when the growing consensus is that he may not even survive the coming weeks? Firing a manager right before a crucial transfer window is risky, but so is wasting funds on a coach supporters believe is already finished. The timing could not be more dangerous. A relentless run of fixtures is approaching, with PSG waiting to pounce on a wounded Tottenham side tomorrow night. For many fans, the writing is already on the wall. The patience is gone. The trust is gone. The hope is fading fast. Unless something extraordinary happens immediately, Thomas Frank's future at Tottenham is hanging by the thinnest of threads. Spurs have ignited the January window with an audacious attempt to bring one of Europe's most explosive wingers to North London. Reports emerging from Spain claim that Spurs have launched a heavyweight bid for Athletic Bilbao sensation Nico Williams, a move that has instantly sent shockwaves through both La Liga and the Premier League. The figure being whispered behind the scenes is staggering, around £62 million a fee that demonstrates how desperately Spurs want fresh firepower on the flanks. Chelsea are said to have mirrored the same offer, but Tottenham insiders insist the club are pushing aggressively, determined not to be outmanoeuvred in a race that could reshape their attacking identity. With January approaching rapidly and Spurs' forward line crying out for pace, flair and end product, Williams has suddenly become the priority target at Hotspur Way. The 21-year-old Spain international has been making defenders look foolish all season, and scouts across the continent have been unanimous in their verdict. This is a player built for the Premier League. One recruitment source described him as a level raiser, the sort of winger who doesn't simply fit into a system, he transforms it. His acceleration is frightening, his movement decisive, and his ability to glide past fullbacks' borders on unfair. Every burst, every touch, every direct run screams elite potential. For Tottenham, the comparison that keeps resurfacing behind closed doors is unavoidable. Williams possesses some of the very qualities that made Heung-min Son a beloved icon at the club. explosive speed, ruthless instincts in transition, and the rare capacity to attack either side with ease. The Spaniard's footwork is razor-sharp, and his finishing, particularly when cutting inside, has become one of his most dangerous trademarks. Observers still talk about his solo goal against Real Oviedo earlier this month, where he shifted gears with devastating precision before dispatching a calm, clinical strike. It was the sort of moment Spurs fans have witnessed countless times from Son over the years. What's tempting Tottenham even further is Williams' versatility. Not only can he operate wide on the left, but his ability to switch wings, drift centrally and create space for overlapping fullbacks adds layers to any tactical blueprint. Frank is believed to be eager for a winger who can stretch defences, punish high lines and relieve pressure from the centre forwards, and Williams fits the requirements almost perfectly. Tottenham and Everton have both taken a serious look at the possibility of dragging Ivan Toney back to the Premier League in January, but the chase is proving far more complicated than either club expected. Behind the scenes, multiple sources have confirmed that Toney is open to a dramatic return to English football, yet every step forward seems to come with 2 steps back. Team Talk insiders revealed that the striker, currently at Al Ahly, is willing to slash his wages by nearly half just to give himself a route back into the Premier League spotlight. A move that drastic shows how badly he wants to revive his career at the highest level, especially with his long-standing ambition to force his way back into Thomas Tuchel's England squad. With the World Cup looming next year, Toney had hoped a winter switch would put him back on the national radar. But the obstacles are growing by the day. Al Ahly have been absolutely resolute. They won't entertain offers in January, not for any price, not with any negotiation. The club consider him a key part of their project, and dressing room sources insist they have no intention of losing one of their few proven goalscorers mid-season. Tottenham and Everton have been left frustrated, waiting to see if the player pushes harder privately to force their hand. Transfer insider Dean Jones has added another twist to the saga. Speaking exclusively to Team Talk, he revealed that doubts are rising among Premier League clubs regarding Toney's true intentions. Some recruitment teams simply aren't convinced he's fully committed to returning this winter. The idea of a heroic England comeback was once a driving factor for him, but that path now looks all but closed. Without that incentive on the table, several executives believe Toney may hesitate when the moment of truth arrives. And then there's the financial gamble. Cutting his salary in half is one thing. Doing so without a realistic shot at getting back into the England squad is another entirely. As one source put it, you have to question whether he'll genuinely walk away from that contract without something massive to aim for. The uncertainty surrounding his motivation has caused some clubs to cool their interest, at least until they see more decisive movement from the player's side. Still, Spurs remain attentive. With their attack struggling for consistency, Toney's physical presence, penalty expertise and ability to dominate defenders would offer an immediate lift. Everton, meanwhile, are desperate for goals, and the striker's proven record in the Premier League makes him one of the few realistic mid-season solutions. Everything now hinges on whether Toney is prepared to force a showdown with Al Ahly and whether Tottenham or Everton feel the risk is worth taking in January. That's all for today's update. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay up to date with everything Tottenham, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a story. Don't forget to drop a like and share this video with other Spurs fans. Together we can keep growing the Tottenham News Today community. Thanks for watching, and as always, come on you Spurs!